Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday here. We're getting set to rank our All Star comics. We're waiting to see if anybody else will join the panel. Of course, thank you everybody who's in the chat. And as always, please put your rankings in. Any other comments you have. Uh, so I need to mute my YouTube stream in case you heard that. Have to monitor.
I wonder what was going on.
Starts and stops. So far in our panel, we've got the distinguished England team. Good evening. How are you?
I am Peachy King tonight. All right, it's date night, but Gail decided to call it an early. Well, she's got to get up tomorrow early, so yeah.
Best kind of date night.
No, not the best. It's not exactly ending the way
out there.
Yeah,
it is because you're here, and then of course we have our comics guru, historian, whatever you want to call him. He is known as the Breen, Eric Breen. How are you?
I'm all right.
All right. Well, and I see we've got Jay and One Slick and Maranya and Jackson in the chat, amongst others. And so
I did invite the Lester sisters because this is a fun one. I did also tomorrow we are doing Donald Duck, so it's going to be two, I guess, fun ones in a row. No, we got to come up with something dark maybe then on Sunday. I don't know. Actually, we did a vote yesterday, and it was something I remember, but I don't remember right now that won it. My goodness, what was it? It was Wonder Woman.
Oh.
It was Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman won for Sunday. We got to think of something sinister, something with secrets, maybe something in a house or something like that. I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, you want something dark and disturbing? We could rank Vita Ayala books, but
yeah, wrong kind of dark and disturbing. I think. But tonight we are doing All-Star Comics, and I gathered the first 11. I always wanted to do a video about All-Star Comics, because I do comic book origins, and I wanted to do the first appearance of the JSA, which a lot of people would say, of course, that's issue number 3 of what we're about to look at. But it's in name only. At the very least, in Brave and the Bold and in Justice League number 1, when the Justice League was there, they may have gone off on their own adventures, but they were fighting the same villain. That doesn't happen for the JSA until another issue we're going to be talking about tonight, issue number 11. That's the very first time they fight the same villain, because otherwise it was really just an aggregate book, kind of to show, hey, these people are our characters, and they've got different stories and so forth and so on. So yeah, I thought it would be kind of cool. Anywho, we might as well get this party started. Like I said, invites are out. Everybody's can join in whenever they can. If you are listening, you are able to vote. All we ask is vote sincerely, and we can tell. We can tell when somebody's not voting sincerely. But it's when you disagree with me. That's when we understand that you're not being serious. All right, let me get this the tier list shared out. And what's up?
I was going to say, I thought you just removed the tier list there.
Oh, I did. I'm redoing it, so it'll pop up. Alrighty, and and let's get this going. Also, we are doing the first 12 All-Star comics, so if you want to go to Comic Vine or something and look at them before we get to them to give a good assessment, there you go. That being said, LK, you want to start us off?
Oh, sure. I guess so. All-Star Comics number 1. Boy, it's hard to separate looking at it from a modern perspective and trying to think, what this would be in the 1939
or 1940ish.
40ish. Okay.
This is information I used to know.
I mean, overall, I'm gonna like I like the idea here. Literally, just pages ripped out of the comic book, to showcase and with the point, being too of trying to sell the book, to people on the newsstands, this would definitely be intriguing to see. Oh wow, look at all these different people. I wonder what's going on in this book. Yeah, I'll pick it up. So I'll give it an 8.
Alrighty. And it is 1940. All right, Eric, what do you think of this?
I'm going to go 9. I like
9.
these kind of covers.
Okay.
With the photographs torn apart, the way it's you get to see each of the characters that are in the book, and it's kind of clever. So I'll give it a 9.
Okay, I am not so nice to it. It's about a 7. I like the cover. It is fun, but it is jumbled. It very much is saying, come and read this because we've got these characters that you like from other places. You got Sandman, Spectre. It looks like, is that Ultra? It says Ultraman. Wow, he lasted, didn't he? And of course the Flash, and then the blurb on the bottom. This is actually how a lot of comic books were back in the golden age. Like if you had Popular Comics or something, you may see Dick Tracy and Henry, or what was the Sky King or whatever his name was on it. And, there is a spider right in front of me. I'm trying to get him to go. No, go the other way. I don't want to kill you. Go. Okay, keep running that way. All right, but yeah, I'm giving this one a 7. All right, let's go on up to the chat, and we see, who I miss and haven't seen for a long, good old time, Jackson Raykirk. You're not going to fool me. You're not fooling me, Jay Lucian, as I used to call him. All right. Let's see. Ethereal gives it a 6, and Jay gives it a 7. All righty. Dark Admiral says 7. Okay, and this is the first cover of the night there, Maranya. And Jay's thinking, yeah, on the top is the Sandman, and then right below it is a guy named Ultraman.
Gary something. Concord, maybe? Can't quite make it out.
Yeah, it says something along those lines. Hold on just a sec. I can find out what his real name is.
Yeah.
It says it says, yeah, Gary Concord, Ultraman. Dun dun dun. It doesn't put that on it. That was me.
I'm surprised that Tom King hasn't brought him back in a miniseries somewhere and ruined him.
I know. Isn't it time for Gary Concord to be a gay murderer?
He could show up in Danger Street too, or
There you go. Let's see. Once Lake Dude is saying good art for the time, and it's interesting that none of the characters listed at the bottom are not in the panel shown, and he's giving it a 9. All right. Yeah, I guess it's because you could see that Sandman, Flash, and Spectre are there, so why not tell everybody you're doing as well? Hourman, Charles Bronson, and Hawkman. Let's see. All-Star 1 says Maranya. Interesting cover concept, but okay in execution. Score a not-so All-Star 5. Maranya. I think this is the first time you're the lowest score.
Mm-hmm.
Pat says, I have the Wally Wood All-Star Comics issues. Cool. Hey, Pat, vote on this one. What do you think? 1 is horrible. 1 is god-awful. 2 is horrible. 3 is very bad. 4 is bad. 5 is meh. 6 is average. 7 is good. 8 is very good. 9 is awesome. And 10 is super awesome. And Jackson Raykirk is saying 5, agreeing with Maranya. Yeah, I know it says Biff Bronson, but yeah, why not? All righty, and what we got here, and remember, you guys can, but adjustable 6, says Pat. All righty. So what we got going on here is we've got 2 5s, 2 9s, 2 6s, 1 8, and 2 7s. Ladies and gentlemen, it was going to the 7s. All righty. Boom, boom. Oh, I forgot to set up the poll. I wanted to do that before we started. All righty, but instead, I will hit issue number 2. And Eric, what says ye?
Okay, I know these are just cut and pastes, but That's okay. I'm gonna give it an 8 because the Flash looks like he's looking for his lost dog or something. It's less. It's not like the Spectre's actually, casting a menacing pose either. But it's still, it's very cool. I mean, these. I mean, it's gonna be hard for me to give one of these a bad grade, so I'm gonna go with an 8.
All right. How about you, LK?
I mean, it's not a bad pinup cover, even for today's perspective. And, if I didn't know these were cutouts and paste ups, I, would be like, wow. So even still, great perspective. The layout's good and smart. The words don't detract from it. I'm going to give it a 9.
All righty.
Yeah, I'm just pretty sure that is the Green Lantern pose from his first appearance. I might be wrong about that, so these may not be, but it looks very much like the first Green Lantern cover.
No, fair enough. It could be. I don't know.
It doesn't detract from the cover at all.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah. So Red, White, and Blue was a character.
Okay, the poll is up, ladies and gentlemen. It'll run throughout the course of the show here. Let's see. It says the Spectre, Green Lantern, the Flash, Hawkman, Johnny Thunder, the Hourman, Sandman, and Red, White, and Blue. I guess so. This is awesome. You're right. It looks cut and paste. These guys just looked, okay, let's take this. I mean, isn't that the same Green Lantern pose from his very first cover?
That's what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was putting in the poll. I apologize. But there you go. All righty. It still looks awesome. I'm giving this one a 9. What was your number there?
8.
8. Okie dokie. And let me see. Let's get to the chat. And we got 7 again from Jay. And too much shadowing, says Ethereal, and he gives it a 5. We're going to go to Marani, and she says All-Star Comics #2 shows the heroes on the cover. Trade dress is a bit too large for her taste. Much better than number 1. Score a solid 7. All right. One slick dude says, other than the cut and paste poses, the shadowed city behind them with the yellow sun behind them works, and he is giving it a 9 as well. This is no, that's not Spectre's first appearance because he's kind of like this looming over. Brave and the Bold has amazing covers. Yes, it does. We're debating whether we should start at the beginning or start when Batman takes over. Jackson, just not into superhero green GA. Give me horror, war, Golden Age. Horror, war, sci-fi from better artists. Alrighty. Let's see. Dark Admiral says a 6. And Donnie, what's up? How's it going, everyone? Sorry I'm late. Well, we only did one other cover, so you're not too late. Just let us know what you think of issue number 2. Let's see. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this one 2, 4, 6, 8. So everybody, Donnie, I think you're the last one to bid. I keep saying that. Vote on this one, and of course, issue number 1 is this right here. But that's where we stand. All right, Glenzer's in as well, giving it a 7. All right, and we get another 7, and this is what we got here. We've got 2 5s, and hey, we got an authenticator.
We have an authenticator.
How are you doing?
We have an authenticator.
I am doing all right. How is everybody else doing tonight?
We're doing well. We are doing well. We got an 8 for number 1 from Donnie Boy. Why don't you grade this cover here, Dalton? Tell us what you think here. And then I'll show you issue number 1 since we just passed it. And Pat is saying this one's a good 7.
Let's see. We've got the Spectre. We've got Alan Scott, Green Lantern, and It looks like Plastic Man, but I'm sure it isn't.
That's Flash.
Okay. Okay. I couldn't see the helmet for a second there.
Yeah.
I am going to give this one a 9, I think.
All righty. Okay, and this is issue number 1 for those who came in a little bit late since we're right next to it. I'll pop this one up and then we'll go on to 3 and I get to start or Dalton gets to start. 3 is a magic number this time around.
I would give number 1, I think, a 7.
Okay. And let's see what we get from others. Better than all the covers I've seen you pull up in weeks, says Pat. Hey, we've had some great covers come this way, man. Seriously. This is
I was going to say, we did Vault of Horror, and it was almost invariably good.
This has been a fun show to do. And Glenzer saying number 1 is an 8. All righty. And let's see what we got here. We have... well, going back to number, we got 2 5s, 2 9s, 2 6s, 2 8s, which would bring it to 7 still for the last one. For this one, we have 2 5s and 3 9s, 3 8s, but 5 7s. Once again, we get a 7. All righty. Boing, boing, boing. And once again, if you guys want to look ahead and if you want to really study them, Comic Vine, you could just type in All-Star Comics Comic Vine. Actually, I've got that right up here.
Something I really missed from the Golden Age covers is the Spotlight Circle. I don't know why, but I really like the aesthetics of the Spotlight Circle, and I wish it would make me come back.
Here you go. And you guys can look these up in advance. That way, if you want to take some time to look at them and such before we get to them, there you go. That's the link. And everyone, please remember to hit the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. Yes, it does. And I would love for these to become more and more popular, as they are actually. Obviously, subject matter matters in this kind of video. So the romance comics right now are dead in the water. It's not moving past 65. It's good to see that Marvel and DC are climbing. They might pass Spider-Woman and Phantom Lady, but I think ultimately Phantom Lady is going to end up taking the number 1 spot soon here if it hasn't already. Yeah, I would love to see these actually go up. So please, by all means, hit the like. And please, after it's posted, leave a comment. Just, hey, I like these, blah, blah, blah. Just like a little blurb about, a few lines. That would be awesome because that helps the algorithm as well. But that's just me begging for you guys to do things. Let's move on. And let me move this to a 7. I did already. And, well, Dalton, you popped in. You're one of the guests here. So you get number 3. You know the importance of number 3, right?
Uh-huh.
It is the first appearance of the JSA.
Of the JSA.
All righty. It's all you, man.
I'm sorry. Are we acting as though this doesn't just auto 10? Because it's the Justice Society all sitting around a table together and very obviously discussing things and, as we would say, shooting the shit, and it's just an auto 10. I'm sorry, I can't overcome my fanboying here, and I don't expect I have any desire to either.
I don't think anyone is going to be mad at you for giving this a 10. LK though, would you agree?
Yes, it's iconic. A couple of the faces are a little weird.
Yeah, like Dr. Fate and Sandman.
Like Spectre, Flash, those. I'm gonna go 9. I can't quite give it a 10.
All righty.
In fairness to Doc there, his origin and design hadn't really been standardized yet, so this is actually between More Fun Comics 55, where he first appeared, and More Fun Comics 67, where we get his origin story. So any design issues there are probably related to that.
Okay, so Eric, what do you say?
Well, this is a 10.
Oh, hold on. I almost removed instead of highlighted. Oh, hold on. Let me move. Let's see what you're talking about. Dude, that is effing awesome. I would love that to be done on for this group. Except, you know what? I would make it if that can be done for this group. What I would like is the Superman, or not the Superman, but the Super Friends. You know how they're like, oh, hold on, I've got you highlighted.
And the actual number 3 is a 10.
Okay.
Everything Dalton said, just, rinse, lather, repeat. This is, how could it be anything but? You'd have to be, I don't know what kind of person would give this even a 9.
Well,
Well,
okay.
some people did exist though.
Culture.
Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool to do that with us, but like the Super Friends where you got the kind of the triangle, almost like the Mighty Duck V.
I want to, you know, we could do, there's Avengers cover, that Avengers 221 had all the people that might possibly become Avengers.
Yes.
Or floating heads. I've always wanted to be a floating head.
Well, okay. I have other hobbies, which makes me grateful to have a basement. Come on over. I can make that happen.
Or one of the JSA JLA crossovers with all the floating heads.
With all the floating heads on the side, yeah.
With an action sequence in the middle.
I'm
sorry, when you said floating head, all I could think of was Zardoz for a second.
I just thought
that's what I was thinking
severed.
of too.
I thought of Severed Head, but yeah, this is a pretty awesome cover. I've always liked this. It when it's basically an adventurers club, and everybody's just kind of telling each story that they've been through. It really fits. They're sitting around a table like that, but it also reeks of like a movie where they're blocking it for everybody to be seen by the camera. Because somebody's going to be sitting underneath featuring the Flash, Green Lantern, and all that kind of stuff. That being said,
there was actually a really interesting nod to this in Smallville when they did the Justice Society 2-parter, where they actually turned it into an old school painting of a secret society, and it looked awesome. Really awesome.
Jay says a 9, and Patrick Sargent says 8. And let's see, 10 from Glinzer. Too much negative space, says Ethereal, and he gives it an 8. Alrighty. Let's see, All-Star Comics 3, great lineup cover. Still wish the trade dress was smaller. Great art, needs room to breathe. Score a solid 9. That's the kind of person that gives it a 9. Let's see, 10 from One Slick. I cannot love the very first super group. I can't not love, says One Slick. Weird is as weird does, says Patrick. I know this is a hard one. It's so iconic it makes it hard not to be biased. That is true. That does happen sometimes. It's a -0 count. I'm joking it. And Dark Admiral gives it a 9. Now we're talking GM variant 10. All righty. Okay. Let's see. Donnie is saying he gives it a 9, and Jackson says original 7. All right. I prefer the version of that cover adapted with the 4 colors, fossils, says Maranya.
Who doesn't?
I gave it a 9. I wanted to say 10, but there's only non-key covers that are way nicer so far. A first appearance, I say it needs to be better than most non-key, in my opinion. A key to me doesn't really matter when we're looking at a cover. Obviously, people are going to grade it on their own scale because some key issues just they don't have great covers, but they are. I mean, look at the first appearance of what is it, Lex Luthor? It's not a great cover. Some are just like that. Some, yeah. Or look at the shitty art on the first appearance of Deadpool. All righty. Let's see. Yes, patiently waiting for Wonder Woman to bring the sandwiches. That doesn't happen until issue number 8. All righty.
They better have a lot of patience then.
I know, right? Here's the thing. We've got 1 7, 2 8, 2 8s, and then we got 5 9s and 5 10s. I think it pulls into the 9.
Yep.
All right. But that is still awesome. All righty, and it's my turn to start off, and I get issue number 4. Okay, so it's basically blue. We've got the moon. We've got the White House, or is that Congress? That's White House?
No, it's
No, that's
the
Congress.
Capitol building.
Yeah. And everybody's running for America and democracy. I love that. Justice Society of America, just to show you the team's name. That being said, this is I like it, but it's going to get an 8 because featuring the Flash, Spectre, Dr. Fate, Green Lantern, Hawkman, we see them. They're all right there. You don't need that messing up the art. I think that box takes up some valuable art space, even though it's just their legs. Even if they made it a little bit thinner and smaller across where it just gave you a little bit more, that would be worth a little bit. I'm going to put this as an 8. LK, what do you think?
Well, see, I'm going to give this one a 10 because I love the patriotism of it with the Capitol and for American democracy. You've got them in, action poses. I think they look better than they did on the last cover. To me, this is an iconic cover. And despite the fact of the big box, but we've seen, that's typical for this era. And it's important too that they're telling the reader that, hey, unlike the previous issues where they were individual stories with each character, this is a full-length adventure with involving all of the characters.
All righty.
Well, 2 at a time.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So, what do you think, Eric?
I was going to not do this, but I think LK talked me into a 10 because I can forgive the caption box there at the bottom because these characters are 80-something years old now.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, they were relatively new, so it's probably kind of like
at the time crossovers was relatively new as a concept too.
But if you read this, I think they just like split off into pairs because they were still doing that in the Justice League of America.
Yep.
I think this was to like refamiliarize the reader, like they could match the name with the characters. So I'm going to overlook that and give this a 10.
All righty. Yeah, I hope you're not feeling guilty for the last 2 days as far as giving 10s are concerned.
No, I'm the teacher everybody wishes they had.
Yesterday we did Marvel Bronze Age comics, and Eric was a 10 machine on that one. Okay, so Dalton, what do you say about this cover?
Okay, yeah, I was going to say 9 on grounds of text box, but given how nice I was to the previous issue, and there were some art issues in that, and given how dynamic and action-oriented this cover is, it's a 10. They improved on the previous one, and I already agreed the previous one was iconic, so what can I do?
Right. Well, let's see. Patrick is saying I got to get my hands on some Bob Kane comics. A lot of us would like to, I think. Glenzer says 9. Ethereal says 8. And Patrick Sargent says 9. All righty. And let's see. Donnie is saying 10. And I'm with you. The box is unnecessary. Agree. Ditch the box. Morani says All-Star Comics 4. Great drawings of the heroes marred by the unnecessarily large blurb of character names. Still a solid 8. Alrighty. Let's see. 9. The box does take away from it and could have been done differently, but still an awesome cover, says One Slick. And then we have a 9 from Jay. And too much letters should be one sentence, says Patrick. 9, agree. The box takes away from it just a little bit, says Dark Admiral. Okie dokes. And but the name order doesn't match where they are. and Batman 451 classic issue. But is that Bob Kane? Yeah, that yellow box makes a 10 into a 9, says Glinzer. All righty. And I already had his. Okay, so what we ended up with was 3 8s, 4 10s, and 5 9s. That's going to end up in the 9 box right there. Okay, so we got one to sit next to issue number 3. And
Probably
LK,
where it belongs.
you get to start us again with issue number 5.
Okay. Kind of going back to basics here with just the 3 main characters. And it's decent, fun little action. But again, you've got the box there. This time I think the box does mar it a little bit, with it being angled off. So I'm going to go 8.
All right. Now, what do you say, Eric?
I'm going to say 8 as well, because why are these 3 big, tall superheroes beating up these 3'8" guys?
Yeah.
Perspective fail.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the black background. I like the full moon. I guess those are bushes. They're growing up outside the fence, and and by God, if a fire breaks out, they got that covered too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said I like the other ones just a little better.
All righty.
Yeah,
And
this is the rare crossover with Gojira. He's just sitting half off screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not pick up on that.
Dalton, what do you say?
I am going to go a 7. I think I might be being a little bit harsh here, but they did effectively show in just the last issue that they can include all the characters in an action scene when they want to, and the fact that it's only the 3 of them and the perspective is weird and the box does actually cut things off that shouldn't be cut off this time. So it's a good cover, but given the class of book it's in, 7.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at this. I'm thinking it's a callback to issue number 2, where you have the cut and paste, and they're put on a cover. Like you said, they're way too big. It's like the people were drawn, and then they found Flash and Green Lantern to put into it in some way, and it just seems like it just doesn't gel. Like at the first glance, it's actually pretty good. It's just when you do what we're doing and really study the cover itself that it kind of...
You look at the thing, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of messes up. I'm going to agree. This is a 7. Alrighty, and going up to the chat, we've got 7 from Glinzer and an 8 from Patrick Sargent. All right. And then a 6 let's see. 7 from Ethereal Dragon. And we have an 8. The problem I have is perspective of the heroes, twice the size of the villains, from One Slick. 7 from Dark Admiral. All right. It looks unfinished. Yeah. All-Star Comics 5 looks like a repurposed hero art clip from panels. Even so, it's a decent cover with good unifying background. Leave the cast list off box off the cover, and it's scored a solid 8. Let's see, not complete composition. One Slick saying, "Why is the Spectre Shadow going one way and the Fire Hydrant going a different way?" Yeah, because it's cut and paste. There you go. All right, and we've got 5 7s and 5 8s on this one. So it ends up being, that's like a 7-5, and that just ends up being a 7. We got a lot of 7s here tonight. All righty. There we go. And let's see. Next up, Eric, you get to start us off with with Johnny Thunder.
Nine. I don't know that I've ever seen this cover before. I'm getting a kick out of the, getting the hot foot up the backside. I don't know why this works, but it does.
All right. Okay. Dalton, what do you think?
I'm gonna go an 8. There aren't nearly as many technical issues as on the previous cover, and it does seem like this is a far more complete composition. That said, I'm not really sure why all of the heroes in the background are just sort of. They look like they're looking down on this and smiling at it, like, "Oh, isn't that sweet, or isn't that cute?" And that's a little weird to me.
All righty. LK, what do you think?
Well, it's nice to know that the Justice Society had hazing in their rituals back then. Hopefully, they didn't get too out of hand. No broomsticks anywhere. But I'm wavering between a couple of scores here because I do like it. I like seeing all the heads on top. I'm feeling generous tonight. Maybe it's the margarita. I'll go 9.
All righty. And I'm looking at this thinking this is a hell of a lot of fun. This is the kind of thing you like the Golden Age for. The severed heads on top, or floating if you want to say that. Looking down, watching the fun that Johnny Thunder usually provided. Yeah, this is just a fun cover. I'm giving this one a 9 as well. And let's see, we've got Patrick Sargent also giving it a 9, and Rhaegar giving a 6. And Glinzer giving it a 9. Next up, another unfinished cover. Good concept. 8 from Dark Admiral. Good for the time, says Patrick. 5, don't like the heroes in the back are blue. All right, we get a 5 from Ethereal. And then we get, it was an 8 from Dark Admiral. Alrighty. 9, this is a fun cover, says One Slick, but the only one that thinks it's funny is the Flash. Alrighty. Let's see. Maranya. Oh, MK, what's up? 9 for me also. Is that like evil Flash chasing that guy? No, that's Johnny Bolt's Thunderbolt. And he's saying 9. Alrighty. And then we have All-Star Comics 6, says Maranya. Looming hero heads, watching someone getting zapped in the butt. Amusing cover. Less of a blurb this time. Score a wham! 9 for this cover. Alrighty, and we've got a good idea, just not clean enough or crisp enough. Can anyone beside Mr. Breen, that is, name every person on that cover? Hawkman, Dr. Fate, The Atom, Sandman, Spectre, Hourman, Flash, Alan Scott, Green Lantern, and Johnny Thunder. Alrighty.
So there.
I think everybody could have.
I think so too.
Yeah.
All righty, and Donnie Boy says 9. So what we got here is a failure to communicate. Actually, what we got here is a 5, and that would bring, that's 1, 2, 3 down. Then we got 3 8s, and we're still left with 6 9s after all that. We had 9 9s. So 1, 2, 3, 6. We still have 3 9s left after the pull down. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our second 9 of the night. No 10 yet. There we go. All righty. And LK, you started last one. So this is Eric again, right? No, Eric got this one.
Yeah.
Who went last first?
No, I think I did.
Okay, so Eric.
I'm going to give this a 10.
Okay.
Because it perfectly encapsulates what it was supposed to. This obviously is a fundraising cover. And it's got it's a Green Lantern with the 2 war orphans. You've got the rest of them looking serious on this cover because it's a serious subject matter. You can see that the kids are standing in what was, I'm sure, some kind of bombed out site. So this works perfectly for what it's supposed to be, even with the date stamp.
Yes. All right, Dalton, what do you think?
I am going to go a 9. Everything that Breen said is true. although I'm having a similar reaction to these kids that y'all were having with the House of Mystery kids the other night.
Really,
Where
Dalton?
it's just like,
War Orphans.
this cover would be so much better if they weren't here. So 9.
Well,
So,
what you wanted to say? Wait. The Justice Society of America raises $1 million for war orphans. Not these two. They're dead and not on the cover to make Dalton happy.
Maybe if they were under the
I'm just
rocks,
saying there are
Dalton would
more
have a heart.
interesting things these characters could be doing right now, and
Just
it
little
wouldn't
hands sticking
need
out.
to involve a photo op with some orphan children.
If she was under a rock and she was holding that teddy bear in her dead hand, then maybe Dalton would have a heart. But unfortunately not. Let's go to our other heartless panel member. LK, what do you think?
Well, first off, Bree, I want to ask you, so was the $1 million here, was that legitimate, or is this like when Jim Barnett had his, $100,000, tournament?
I choose to see the good in people, so I'm going to say yes.
I just want to be clear. My heartlessness only knocked it down to a 9, folks.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that.
Okay.
Like, I didn't give it a 5 or something.
It would be
Yeah,
a 10 if you were able to kick a war orphan from World War II.
Yeah, no, I'm going to agree with everything Breen said. That this is a 10, and I just want to point out too that the restraint that they showed back then, because if you were to do a similar type cover, or not necessarily on the seriousness of this, but they have honorary members, aka guest stars, Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
Today the cover would be Superman and Batman taking front and center, and then it would be a blurb of, oh yeah, here's your regulars too. So
Yeah.
the fact that they still prioritize the main characters of the book, is important to me. So
All right.
definitely a 10.
I'm going to agree. I think it really is done well. Even Johnny Thunder, the group fool, is looking somber and serious here. The addition of all the other heroes, but in black and white, really just kind of says it's not about us. It's not about us. It's about the kids. So I think that is absolutely fantastic. So yes, it gets 10 for me as well. And thank you very much, Rhaegar, for the super chat, saying Dalton hates orphans unless they are birthed by Jedi witches.
I'm just gonna point this out. Everyone and their dog spent the entire House of Mystery live stream saying this would be better without the kids. This would be better without the kids. This would be better without the kids. Over and over. But I say it once, and it's super chat worthy.
Okay,
apparently.
so the House of Mystery covers were supposed to be scary. The kids made it not scary. This is supposed to be a please help the kids cover. And you're like, you know what?
I missed
Could you not have them like saving the kids in an action scene or something instead of having GL standing there looking like he's taking a photo op for a newspaper? That's my issue with it. It feels corny, and as you say, a lot of the other elements of this cover are telling me this is supposed to be serious. So it would help if there weren't this corny shot right in the middle of it.
We're just busting nuts. All right, Eric.
I know.
What do you say? What do you say?
I was going to say, I must have missed the House of Mystery has raised $1 million
Exactly.
for these three rats.
All righty. So Patrick says 10. Perfect. And Glenzer says 10. All righty. And then we've got, why are they gray? Are they stone statues? No, they're muted because they're not what's important here. The kids are. Dark Admiral says 10. And One Slick says 10 gets the point across it's trying to make, and the foreground and background art are both spot on. All righty. 10. Dalton is like F them orphans.
No, I just want them to be doing something that's engaging and not posing for a newspaper shot.
Gee, Dalton, they just lost their parents. What do you want them to be doing? The old soft shoe?
Yes. Donnie says 10. Alrighty. And Maranya says, All-Star Comic 7, this is the perfect cover for the time. Blurb actually serves a purpose, though it could have been better integrated. This, for me, is a rare All-Star 10. All righty. And then we've got Dalton doesn't want little Caitlin Clark and her boyfriend on the cover. 10, but Dalton is like, F them Morphins. I'm not about that life, says Rhaegar. All righty. Let's see. 10 for me. I like how ominous the colorless, the rest of the heroes look like in the background looking on. We're just giving you the business, man.
No, I know. It's just, to me, I guess it's the juxtaposition because, as you say, so many of these elements are supposed to be relatively grandiose and serious, and yet then there's this one corny spot here with GL in the corner, and it's like,
I am gonna warn you. 5 years ago, I accidentally ripped an E off of a Justice League comic. I'm still hearing about it. 3 years ago, Zach made a comment that he prefers Power Man and Iron Fist rather than Power Man by himself, and he's a member of the KKK now.
This is gonna be a thing. This is gonna be like that time I made the comment about Snagglepuss in the one comic, isn't it?
This is not going away soon, dude. All right, 8 stupid kids, says Ethereal. Yeah, this is not going away. All righty. Let's see. Dalton is supposed to be corny. It's the 1940s. These kids feel less annoying than the House of Mystery, says MK. Cry for his kids. Charity Comics quality, says Patrick. It's all love, and we got the stop. And this is what we got. We got 1-8 from Ethereal, 1-9 from Dalton. So at least somebody else was more heartless. And then we've got 10 10s. You guys, as Kung Fu was weak, this is the first 10 of the night. There we go. All right. There we are. Boom. And so Dalton, no kids on this next cover, so you should be good. By the way, do you know the significance of this book?
Not off the top of my head on this one.
Dun 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 dun, Wonder Woman. All righty. So what do you think?
I really like this, although it does seem a little bit like it's cluttered because everyone is sort of crunching in to get behind the snow globe in the middle there, or the spotlight thing in the middle there. I am going to give it a 9, I think.
All righty. LK, what do you think, man?
I kind of agree with what Dalton said, but I'm gonna give this an 8 because it's too cluttered. It's good, it's fine, but it's not better than others that I've seen.
All righty. We got a 9. We got an 8. Eric, what do you think?
I'm gonna give it a 9 because what other group has their own superhero snow globe?
I know, right? So they're introducing the new characters, Dr. Midnight and Starman, or at least new to the JSA. That being said, you're also looking. I got to agree with you guys because I'm sorry, Eric, I interrupted. You finish and then I'll go.
No, that's I just.
All right, okay. Obviously, Hawkman and the Spectre looking awesome as they look at Dr. Midnight and Starman in the snow globe, or the crystal ball, as it may be. But even Johnny Thunder and Dr. Fate look like they were a part of this. But at some point in time, they showed this cover to someone, and someone went, well, what about the Atom and Sandman? And they went, oh, yeah, and drew them in the back.
Pencil them in, goddamn.
Yeah, they seem like such an afterthought to this entire thing. But I will say this, and I really mean this. We've seen a lot of cover blurbs and such. This one is kind of into the table that the crystal ball is on, or snow globe, whatever you want. It looks like crystal ball to me.
It is.
But
it is. I was just meaning.
What's better is the "Let's keep them flying, boys" is just a little blurb on the crotch of Hawkman. It's like out of the way. It's there. It's saying, "Hey, let's give it to the war effort," but it's off to the side. It's not really bothering the art. I like this a lot. I think I'm going to give it a 9. Alrighty. Let's see. Eric went. LK went. Okay, who do I not have? Eric, what did you say?
9.
And Dalton?
I also said a 9 on the basis that if I gave it less than I gave the previous issue, people would probably lynch me at this point.
Let's see. Glinzer says 9, and Ethereal says, I'm channeling Brian Ball's hatred of kids gets napalm. Alrighty. We got another 9 from Glinzer. Then Dark Mount, on the one hand, I feel a little bad for Dalton. On the other hand, Breen's jab about the old soft shoe had me spitting out my coffee. Ethereal says this one gets a whole 6. And a 9 from Dark Admiral. Alrighty. And then we have Time Machine. All-Star Comics, 8 trade dress integrated well into the cover design. The blurb could have been lower on the cover, but not too bad. Well-drawn characters and ominous feel. It is a 10 from Maranya. He called it the gay SA. Did I? 9 for me. At first, I thought it was Nightwing and Flamebird in there. Okay. Let's see. Too crowded, could barely see some of them to the point of what's the point? Rhaegar says 6. All righty. And then we have One Slick saying 9. The crystal ball base takes up too much space, and if it was smaller, they could have done a better job on the background characters. All righty. And that is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What we have is 2 6s, 1 9. And then we have, or 110. And let's see, brings that over. We have 1 8. And that still leaves 5 9s. So I'm going to move that up with my scientific way of telling what books are. Whoops, not to the god awful. There we go. All righty. Oh, Donnie Boy, excuse me, comes in with an 8 on that. All righty. Didn't change the grade, but it will change the score. And there we go. Let's see, who's next? That was Dalton. I get issue number 9. All right, what do we got here? It is a pose cover. We've got the eagle on the globe, kind of saying, you know, America is the greatest country on earth. It is. At least until Biden got a hold of it. And then let's see, the blurb on the bottom, the Justice League of Society and another complete book-length adventure. Hawkman, Adam, Dr. Fate, Spectre, Sandman, Johnny Thunder. Everybody else is just kind of, you get it. It's a pose cover. It's a poster cover. The colors work. I love the star being star, red, white, and blue. This is an 8 from me. I like this one. This gets an 8. LK, what do you say?
It's boring and bland. 6.
Okay. Eric.
You're boring and bland.
Me, or what did I do?
I assume he was sassing. Okay, is what I assume happened there.
I'm giving this a 10. I love all the colors. I just love everything about this. I love them all flanking the globe, the eagle, the star makes me want to go get a freeze pop.
Oh yeah,
my God,
we call them bomb pops. Am I the only one that calls it a bomb pop?
No, that's what they were. That's what the brand technically called them. But I think everyone else just sort of went those really cool multicolored popsicles.
And the
all right, guys, I put up an unofficial poll in the chat: bomb or freeze.
And the text on the bottom doesn't detract from anything.
All right, okay, so we got a 10, and we got a 8, and we've got a 6, and that was for me. We got so Dalton, what's up?
I will give this a 9, and the only thing that takes a point off of it is I wish some of the characters were drawn a little bit better. It does look like maybe the color knocks out some of the line work a little bit too much, but that's a quibble basically. So 9.
Okay, we got 9. All right, going to the chat. And let's see, we've got a 9 from Glinzer and a 6 from Undead Quinn. All right. And then we have 10 from MK and a 6 from Ethereal Dragon. This is love it or hate it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, 7 from Dark Admiral Hare. And then we have All-Star Comics number 9, make the blurb at the bottom smaller or do away with altogether. This is a simple and effective character roster cover. Even with the flaws, it's another All-Star 10. Alrighty, Bomb or Freeze Pop, and let's see what people are saying. I said Bomb, of course. I call it Firecracker Pop. I'd never heard of that. I call them Rockets, says Undead Quinn. Bomb Pop, the red, white, and the blue one. And Rhaegar says 10, and because America, Bomb. Alrighty, and then July 4th Pop. Okay, Freeze Pop, says Ethereal. I'd give it a 9, all of the JSA members without Flash and Green Lantern. Actually, I didn't notice they were missing. Alrighty, and that is from Daniel St. John, giving it a 9. And then we have Bomb Pop. We have 2 brands here. One is Bomb, the other is Firecracker. Huh, go figure. 8, the static character pose is getting stale, says One Slick. Alrighty, and 7 from Donny Boy. All right, what we got here is 3 6s, knocking out 3 of those 10s, 2 7s, brings it into the 9 column, 2 8s, brings it down a little bit, but since we had 4 9s, it stays right at the 9. Okie dokie. That being said, yeah, 5, 9, 2, 4, 8. Yeah, we'll still stay in the 9s. All right, cool. All right, and that is where we're going to go with Bomb Pop. And let's see, this was mine. So it means LK, you get issue number 10.
All right. I mean, another just, okay cover. I mean, they're saying hello, and you see a few people, and it's a decent drawing of Hawkman. 7.
Okay. Eric, what do you say?
I'll give this an 8. Yeah, it's not sure really what's going on. It's 500 years in the future. I guess I don't know why Hawkman's flying away or flying in, but I don't know. That's it. It's an 8. I don't really have anything more.
All righty. Dalton?
I'll give it a 6. This would be a great cover for a Hawkman book, but it's supposed to be a JSA cover, and thus I have to wonder why all of the other characters are sitting in an effective audience. Like, they literally look like the silhouettes from Mystery Science Theater 3000. So, yeah, no, I give it a 6, because you never zero in on one character like this in a team-up book, and you certainly don't reduce 99% of your team to Mystery Science Theater silhouettes.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of team books with a centered-in character, especially with the X-Men and such in the 70s, 80s. I really like this cover. I really like the Hawkman flying down with the wingspan covering most of the cover. Maybe I would have made the trade dress a little bit smaller so you see the wingspan almost just freaking fill out the top of it. That being said, it really works for me. I'm giving this one a 9. All righty, and going to the chat, let's see. We have 8 from Glenzer and 9 from Undead Quinn. All righty. And let's see. Okay, cover could have been a little stronger. Hawkman doesn't have his leggings. That is true. Daniel St. John gives it a 7. And then we have Ethereal Dragon saying 6, agreeing with Dalton. 8 for me. Also, what's up with Hawkman's wings? They look a little charred because they're so black. Says MK.
I thought he was Batman for a second when the cover first popped up.
Alrighty. Let's see. 7 from Dark Admiral Hare. And 8 building perspectives off. They are all leaning in towards one another and too much focus on Hawkman. All right. That's one slick dude. 5 for obvious reasons, says Rhaegar. Too much Hawkman crotch. All right, and let's see. Anyone else? We got 2, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Not going to be the greatest score here, kids. We got 1, 5, and 1, 6, bringing those 9s away and
There were
feeding
2
into the
6s.
8s.
There was mine, and then there was
I got that.
Imperial Dragon.
I got that, and it brings it into the 8s. But the 7s knock out all those 8s, and this ends up with the 7s. So far, we haven't had a bad cover, and I think so far the worst cover we've graded has been OMAC. I honestly believe that that is the case. Alrighty. Oh, wait, forgot about Maranya saying All-Star Comics 10, great art, unifying background, like the heroes cheering. Hawkman on, blurb on the cover, unobtrusive, scores a solid 9. So it's 3 getting rid of those, and then we have 3 getting them. Alrighty. Blink.
Did you get Donnie's 6?
Yes, it did. Donnie was before Maranya, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. But because Maranya's grade, we get our first 8 of the night. All righty. And let's see. That means it is Eric's turn. And you get to do issue number 11.
Pardon the chewing. I was eating some Doritos, and now thanks to inflation, they've damn near become luxury items.
I know, right?
I'm going to give this a 10. Hell, yeah, battle sequence. Hawkman appears to be taking over the book.
I know, right?
All the floating heads and perfectly placed. Nice, catchy, blue logo. And again, the info dump at the bottom doesn't detract from the cover itself. So I'll give it a 10.
Okay. Dalton, what do you think?
I will give it a 7.
Okay.
Because I don't like 90% of the society being reduced to like EC comic circles, and the unnecessary focus on Hawkman. Not that I have anything against Hawkman, mind you. I love him, guy with wings and mace all the way. But it's not his book. It's the JSA book. So the JSA should all be involved, not just floating in nether space. 7. It's not nearly as bad as the previous one, but it's still bad, I think.
Okay. LK, what do you say?
Oh, come on. God, I want to say a word, but, I know it'll get the stream shut down. So,
Are you really going to put in the N word on that? That's the only one that would do it.
No. The Japanese.
Okay, yeah.
Only the first syllable. Hawkman taking out the Nippon Army. I mean, come on. This is a 10.
I mean, look at the
All right.
glasses flying off. Look at the attention to detail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, and it would be a good Hawkman cover, but it's not supposed to be a Hawkman book.
Yeah, it
and
still works for me. And I'll tell you what, this is the very first real action cover. I mean, we had them running. We had Hawkman flying down, but this is the first action cover. I like it. Obviously, he's beaten the smack out of all of them because that one guy he hit 2 guys with that mace in that one shot. And apparently he hit them after he hit the black and white guys on the bottom. The blurbs around just to remind everybody who is who. Later years, they would have put it above the title, and I think that would have been better. Otherwise, I agree. This works. I'm giving it a 9. All righty, and let's see what the chat is saying. 9 from Glinzer and Dark Admiral.
This is the first time that Wonder Woman's appeared on the cover, right?
That is true. Yeah, she was not a member yet in issue number 8. It was her origin story. It was her introduction. And here you have her in the book or on the team. As Eric said, getting coffee and sandwiches. There's a reason for that. I actually have a book way up there on my shelf, not the bathroom shelf, but right there. And it talks about the history of Wonder Woman. And apparently Marston did not want anybody writing Wonder Woman but him. So they could include him. But if he wasn't writing an adventure story for All Star Comics, he didn't want him to use it. That actually, of course, leveled off. But that was the original reason why she was left in that secretary capacity.
I mean,
All right,
good
so
for him, I suppose.
We got 9 and 9. Rhaegar saying Hawkman murdered a dude on the cover, so gets a 10. All right, and then we've got 8. Battle works, but if it's team, more than one character should be in the fight, says One Slick. And let's see, Daniel saying wish more of the members were shown instead of just Hawkman, and he gives it a 7, agreeing with Dalton. Pre-comic code, says Rhaegar. 10, I love Hawkman's using that guy's head as batting practice. All righty. All-Star Comics 11, says Maranya. Floating heads cover. Heroes fighting the war. Background a bit too red. Love the focus on badass Hawkman. Need smaller trade dress. Score it a 9. All righty. And then we have the N-word, Nutella, and that's from Rhaegar. 8, Dalton is correct, says Ethereal Dragon. Don't. Ethereal, don't. That boy's got an ego that fills up this stream already. Just you don't.
Oh, says the professional showman for 50 years.
He already knows that he's right. Even when he's wrong, he knows he's right. He doesn't need to be told that.
Wow, where did he learn that here?
Again, says the professional showman for 50 years.
God damn, I've never been more on Team Dalton in my life.
One thing I know throughout living these 53 years, thank you very much, I have learned that the only opinion that matters is mine. And even if you convince me that my opinion was wrong, your opinion then becomes my opinion, and I'm still right. That's the way life works.
But that prevents the crucial moment where you admit that you were at one point wrong and are now being made correct by someone else's input.
Wow, have we had that crucial moment yet?
See, and that is where you're wrong. That revelation just shifts me over from being less correct to more correct.
Do you see what we have to deal with, folks? This is what he's like when the cameras aren't rolling, by the way.
I like this. Glenser says Dalton has a huge ego, so Dalton is ego teen. All right, that's a good one. But Hawkman shouldn't be the focus in a team book, says Ethereal. But what we got here, we have 2 7s and 2 8s, wiping those 10s right out. We had 4 10s. That leaves all the 9s. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is a 9. And Dalton, you get to host us on this last issue of the night. This one went by relatively quick. We've been doing 2-hour shows. This one is going by in an hour, it seems like.
Well, how many issues did we actually do this time?
Oh, 12. I'm trying to keep it around 12. But the real thing is we can move briskly because there's 4 people on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we have 12 people, as you said the last time, you're just going to make this thing run.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't want to be the reason this turns bad, so bye.
Right. So there you go. All righty, Dalton, get us started with the V. Get us started with issue number 12 here.
See, I really like this, and it has a unique formatting that does actually include all the characters and doesn't unnecessarily spotlight one or two of them like the last couple have. And I don't know, there's something in this cover that just automatically screams Golden Age in a way that I really like, that also is true to the JSA concept. I think I'm going to give this a 10.
All righty. I'm giving this a 10 also, but I'm hearing Mel Brooks off in the side going, Rook, take the queen. Pawn, take the queen. Bishop, take the queen. Gang bang, because all of them are running towards Wonder Woman right now. This is a very kind of weird vibe. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just seeing the fact that all the guys are running towards Wonder Woman for some nefarious reason.
Yeah, no, I think that might just be you.
You think so? Yeah. Okay. They're not running for the for the JSA gangbang. This is Hero Gasm, the first issue. Right here.
After so many issues of being absent, Wonder Woman just demanded to be the center of attention, and everyone in the good old fashioned gentlemanly tradition yet went, "Yes, dear."
Well, in all honesty, what it's
happened.
doing is the Justice Society of America pursues victory for America and democracy. Something word door launch Annaverk Vidger Midlaba, and then it just it's
it's another book link.
let me try this one. Go on ahead.
Pursues victory for American democracy. Another book-length adventure featuring Hourman, the Atom, Dr. Fate, Sandman, Johnny Thunder, Dr. Midnight, the Spectre, Starman, and Wonder Woman.
And you do see that the Sandman is now in his superhero outfit, rather his cool outfit. Probably the lamest of all Sandman costumes, the purple and yellow. But I'm looking at this. I'm thinking this is such a great and simple cover. I really do like this, so I'm giving it a 10 as well. All righty, LK, what do you think?
Oh, despite the coloring issues, I'm going to give it a 10 just because I like the background, the layout, the Justice Society actually standing up for America, which it seems alien in 2024. Despite the fact of them coloring Dr. Fate purple and giving the Atom a white head mask instead of the blue that he usually had, I'm still going to give it a 10.
Oh, that's Atom. Yeah. All righty. Still giving it a 10. And Eric, what do you say?
I noticed something you said. All the heroes are rushing towards Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. Hawkman, Dr. Midnight, Atom, Spectre, Dr. Fate, Sandman, Johnny Thunder, Starman. Hey, has anybody seen Alan Scott?
He's keeping Steve Trevor busy.
Yeah. And actually, Hourman's mentioned, but he's not on the cover.
That's true.
And in fairness, at this point in Dr. Fate's timeline, he and Enzo weren't even an item yet, so it's fine.
Hey, RDV, jump on in and give your grades.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. That's supposed to be Hawkman, not Hourman. That makes more sense since Hawkman's actually on the cover.
All right, Eric, what do you give this cover?
This is a 10.
Okay. All righty, and let's see. 4 is a good number, says Ethereal. Not for this cover, but hey, everybody's got opinions. Let's see. Great show. Thank you. Vecna, he lives, and glad to hear it. 10 for Glenzer and 9 for Dark Admiral. Okay. Whoops. That's 10 for Glenzer, 9 for Dark Admiral. We have an 8 from Ethereal Dragon. Oh, okay. This is score. Okay, let me get rid of that 4. And we have an 8 from Ethereal Dragon. And love to see all the members shown on the cover. S and K, Sandman is poorly drawn. Let's see, and he gives it a 9. And then we have 5 from Rhaegar. Alrighty. And we've got a 9. Englity maybe give it a low score. 9, like the cover, but the characters look like they're dancing in a Congo line, says one slick. Alrighty. And then we have V Power LOL. I'll go 7 on this one, says MK. Where is Hourman? He's with Dr. Fate and Steve Trevor. And All-Star Comics number 12 says Maranya, V for victory. Very patriotic cover. Heroes rendered well. Large V for the heroes. Lots of tiny Vs for victory in the background. This is an All-Star and patriotic 10. Alrighty, Daniel St. John, third up on the right. Not Hourman. Let's see, Alan Scott is out there somewhere serving Dark Side, and 4 for the panel. Oh, I get you. 4 is a good number. Yeah, it goes by a little brisk. We're still at an hour and 15 minutes. More than likely, this will be an hour and a half live stream. 7 from Donnie Boy. And let's see, once again, invited RDV on. You always put your numbers into the chat if you want. What we got here, we got 1 5, we got 2 7s, 1 8, 3 9s, and 1 2 3 4 6 10s. Wow, so that's 3 6 getting rid of that, and this ends up in the 9 category. Be a minute, eating some food. All right, we'll be on for a little bit, and we'll add your scores to it. But this one, as it stands, goes into the 9 category. And there you go, kids.
What's the 9 tonight, actually?
Yeah, we got 6 9 so far. The other one was 7. 7 is where we ended up. There's nothing lower than this. So everybody thought the covers were at least good, averaging them out. That being said, of the 7s, LK, what's the worst cover here?
The worst cover. Let's take this down as I take a look again. Okay, so this is the lowest we've got right now. Because scroll up top or scroll.
We had 110 tonight.
I hate to say it, but the one where they're gathered, for me at least, the one where they're gathered around the globe.
Oh, no. In the 7 category. What's the worst?
Oh, just in the 7 category. Yeah, I guess it would be number 1.
Number 1? How about you, Eric?
The one where they're beating on the little dudes.
Alrighty. Dalton?
Let's see. Which ones ended up in the 7s? Yeah, the one with all the perspective issues.
Alrighty, so it's the one where they're beating up the little guys. Let's put this one over here. Which one's the better one, the cut and paste or the Neo? Everybody had good things to say about the patriotic cover. So there we go. So it's number 12 is the one where they're beating up the little guys. I think that was issue number 5. And then number 1, number 2, and number 4. That's your 12, 11, 10, 9. 8 is number 10. And so here we go. What do you say? What is the worst of the 9s?
As I said, the one where they're all just huddled around the globe.
Okay, Eric, which one would you pick as the worst of the 9s?
I have to agree.
All righty. Dalton?
Yeah, the one where they're all smushed in behind the crystal ball.
All righty. And which one is the better one? Which one's your favorite there, LK?
Hawkman taking out a JAP.
Mm-hmm. Eric?
I've got to go with number 3. It's so iconic.
Okay. And Dalton?
Yeah, number 3. It's
all
the
right.
issue, so it wins.
Let's pop that one up here. I like this this order right here, I think. I think that is a good order. Hello to RDV. What's up, my friend? Good to hear that you're alive. You had people worried today. Apparently, you went to sleep and didn't say anything all day or something.
Well, I crashed and then I woke up around 6 and then turned my phone off and I crashed again. Tired.
All right.
Yeah, I keep my phone on silent so people can't bother me if I'm sleeping.
Okay. I'll tell you what, and this is for anybody who came in a little bit late. You can leave your scores in the chat, but RDV, you want to go through some covers real quick?
Sure.
All right. This was All-Star Comics number 1. What would you rate it?
2.
2. Wow, really? Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Now, 1 is god awful, 2 horrible, 3 is very bad, 4 is bad, 5 is 6 is average, 7 is good, 8 very good, 9 is awesome, 10 is super awesome. What do you rate issue number 2? Also, if you haven't voted, guys, now's a good time to put in your scores for these issues.
4.
A 4. Really? Holy crap. Venkman's getting evil on these things. All right. And here's issue number 3, the first appearance of JSA.
10.
10 on the JSA. There we go. And
Goodbye, Dalton.
what?
Dalton dropped the.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll pop back on if he had to go, though. Good night. Be safe and all that kind of stuff. What do you say there, RDV?
9.
All righty. Then we have issue number 5.
And 8.
Okay. And let's see, issue number 6.
What the heck?
You got Johnny Thunder being zapped by his own lightning bolt as everybody else looks on.
I give it a 7.
Okie dokie. The lowest.
It's just weird seeing Spectre randomly just like, I'm a guy in diapers hanging out with these guys.
Well, that is how he was back in the day. He didn't become godly until later. There was a line in Books of Magic that even brought up the fact that the Spectre is as powerful as he needs to be.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. Here's issue number 7. It's this is a cover. It's a book that they were doing to raise money for war orphans. And that's why you have the orphans, Green Lantern, and everybody's looking on.
I thought those were his kids at first. I'll give it a 6.
Holy crap. Use evil.
Well, I don't like the giant box right there, in the corner. I understand it's like raise money, but
all right.
looking at the art too, it's
the lowest score of the night for that book. And here is issue number 8, first appearance of Wonder Woman, obviously not on the thing.
Give that 8.
An 8. All right. And then we have issue number 9.
I'll give that a 9.
All right. And issue number 10.
Well, I gotta give it a 10. It's Hawkman by himself. I don't see anybody else in the below, all the peasants.
All right. And then we have issue number 11, and Dalton's trying to jump in again. This is issue 11.
All right. I would give that a 10.
All right.
He just killed that guy.
Yes, he did. If you look, he killed quite a few people. He killed 2 with 1 blow, by the way. And this is issue number 12.
Yeah, I read that earlier. That's a 5.
All right. Cool. Let's see. We've got Undead Quinn giving 6 to issue number 1. Alrighty, and then we have number 1 is the worst, says Daniel St. John. And then we have, let's see, issue number 2 from Undead Quinn got a 9. Issue number 3 got a 7. Issue number 4 gets a 10 from Daniel St. John, and 5 from Undead Quinn. Alrighty, and I do believe he jumped in somewhere around there, and Daniel St. John is saying number 5 gets a 7. Alrighty, and good night, all from One Slick. Alrighty. So what was your favorite cover of the night there, Eric? Let's start with you on that one. Oh, I thought he was here. So what was your favorite cover there?
Sorry, I was muted. I'm number 3.
Number 3. All right. What was your favorite cover of the night, LK? Doesn't not necessarily have to be the 10, but what?
I mean, again, I go back to issue 11. I love the pure 1940s war covers where they, knocked out the bad guys.
All righty.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
RDV, which one of them really resonated with you?
I think it's 3 is the round table, right, Breen?
Yeah, 3 is the first appearance.
Yeah, that's the one I love. That one stands out the most.
All right. Dalton tried to get in. obviously he's always welcome. Personally, when I'm looking at these, gosh, there's a lot of good ones. There really is.
At first,
But-
I thought of the library stamp on that table at first. I never
Yeah.
saw it.
But going over them, wow! I think that I'm gonna go with the one that we all picked as the 10. I'm gonna go with the war effort, the charity one. That just really rang. That's one of those things. I've seen it because I've walked through and I gathered everything. But when we're looking at it, it really freaking works. Glenn just says 12 was his favorite. Daniel St. John saying the number 3, of course. It's an icon cover. Can't take that away from it. But there you go.
mean, it's a fossil cover. Belongs to a museum.
Now, LK, you said the worst was the Snow Globe cover, the first appearance of Wonder Woman, right?
Well, no, not the. I didn't actually mean the Snow Globe cover. I meant the one to the left of it, the Nap Globe cover.
Oh, this one, the flat. They're all kind of staring at a globe look. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about you, Eric? What's the worst of the night? Even among greats, there's a worst.
That's a good question. What was the 7? What were the 7s again?
7s, we had. Hold on, let me scroll it up. And these were the 7s. We had issue number, I believe it was issue number 5.
I don't think I gave anything lower than an 8, so this is probably number 5.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this one too. The perspective is way off. And you pointed it out. They're 8-foot giant superheroes that's just knocking around the little guys. It just
That
didn't
poor
work.
guy's being double teamed by 2 guys. Alan's thinking himself, it should have been me.
It figures out I missed this one. Dag Nabbit says Eric and Boyd. Well, please go through it. Even if you only go to each cover, it'll just show a weird algorithm for the video when it tracks what parts people watch. Go through it and just give it a score. Tie for me between the Orphan cover and the V for Victory, and number 3, says Marani, for best. Thanks for doing this. It's fun to see what others think of JSA covers. Well, you're welcome, Daniel St. John. We do this every night, 10:30, except for Saturday. I have an auction. Sunday, we are doing Wonder Woman. Friday, tomorrow, we're doing Donald Duck covers, Walt Disney Donald Duck covers. So join us for that. On Friday, I like to do something probably that's going to be our cartoon day, where we're doing stuff like maybe Richie Rich or Donald Duck or something along those lines, just to throw a little different into the mix. But Sunday we're doing Wonder Woman, and Monday is being decided right now. So if you haven't voted yet, go to the poll in the chat and vote for what you guys would like to see. We're
That poor Polish guy, he's just standing there. He's like, don't come to me.
there you go. Worst of the night for Maranya was number 1. If I saw that on the newsstand, it wouldn't entice me to buy. I think perhaps that would have been different, though, back in 1940, because a lot of comic books were exactly like that. What was it? New Fun Comics was literally just a page of a comic strip.
Well, that was Flash Comics, too. You remember? And then you go individual, their covers because we would be a Flash first on the cover, and then you'd have Hawkman be the back cover.
Yep.
Hawkman would just be like a rectangle. That was it.
A lot of the books, like I had a Terry Toons, you would have, or King Comics would have all the different characters and such. Top, what was it? Top Notch, or is it just Top Comics? Top Comics would always have different characters on it and such. So there you go. England team, would you consider doing sensational comic covers? I think they were called. I would, absolutely. We could change the Wonder Woman to sensational and do sensational. Anybody have any qualms about that? It's still Wonder Woman.
Not even a little bit.
All right. Well, that's what we'll do, MK. We'll make sure we're grabbing some sensational for Sunday.
Oh, the
Alrighty.
new one by Tom King? Sweet.
Yeah, of course, because Tom King is the man. which
No, these
is-
these are sensation comics. Sensational is Tom King. So
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. All righty, kids. Let's see where we stand. Let me end this poll here. And boom, the 23 votes. Thank you very much, guys. We had the lowest with 17 All-American comics. That would have led up to, of course, Green Lantern and such. Banned covers from the Wortham Trials also got 17. In second place was Secret of Sinister House with 21. And Brave and the Bold got 43%. So Monday will be Brave and the Bold.
Speaking of
All right.
trials, Gina Carano just had her trial yesterday against Dizzy. She's gonna wait for the judge to take a couple days before she makes a decision as far as whether they're gonna allow her to continue the lawsuit.
Yeah, it's not the trial. It's just a
No,
it's just
yeah. Well, they had a hearing though. Yeah, they had to go.
just a hearing motion on whether to grant Disney's probably motion to dismiss.
I hope that she's allowed to continue it. Dismiss, but knowing Hollywood how they work, they all have turned each other. So
Yep. All righty. There you go, guys. That is that. It is. This kind of does go by quicker when you only have 4 people on the panel. Sorry, Dalton had to drop out. Apparently, he was having some technical difficulties, but he's always
it happens
welcome.
when someone joins the stream after him, he can't hear them.
And also, hopefully, the Lester sisters may join us tomorrow for the Donald Duck. They do like the fun and more brightly colored covers and such. So perhaps
I'll let them know.
door is all. I sent a message as well. Door is always open for them. And that being said, thank you very much to everybody in the chat for keeping this going, for doing the votes and everything, and being a part of it. Don't forget to click like and share. Please share this out so we can keep doing these. You guys know the channel got shadow banned. These aren't the most popular videos, but we have been growing, and I certainly appreciate you guys helping that out. Thank you also to LK. He was going to take the reins. This is date night for me and my wife, but she's zonked. So here I am.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you to Eric for actually needing this to be done, because this has been a lot of fun.
not anymore. This is just for fun now.
Yeah, it really is, and that's what it is. It's a lot of fun, and also good to hear you're actually okay though, RDV. That being said, thank you very much. Don't forget to go on over to. I've got to say this. Sorry for the e-bag. Go on over to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till, or consider being a member over there. Every $5 gets you a spot on the wheel during the auctions to win a free trade paperback. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. To everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night.
Good night, kids.
Good night, everybody.